Okay, so we are continuing with the amazing teachings of Rebbe Nachman of Breslov, and we're learning the Sefer Sichot Haran. We're up to Torah Samach Hey, chapter 65. We're going to be doing 65 and 66 tonight. And 65, the truth is that it's very short Torah. I wouldn't really spend so much time on it but it happens to be that it's actually connected to what we started speaking about on Sunday, about this period of time that's called Shevivim. And we're going to be learning about this character that we don't actually pronounce her name. There's a feminist magazine named after her, and it's like a Lily with a T at the end. So
I'm also thinking
I just didn't hear it.
it's like Lily with a T after it, and so.
We don't say
it says wow, okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So it says you're not supposed to say her name because she's a demon, and so the thing with demons is that if you say their name, so then they feel like they're being called, and you don't want her to come to you. You're like she's a uninvited guest, and we're going to learn a little bit about her personality. So Rebbe Nachman writes as follows: Al yedei Simcha. That through happiness, through joy and rejoicing, so a person can be saved from his children dying. Because the element of impurity that's in charge of taking away children, chas v'shalom, God forbid, nikret lamed yud lamed tav, and happiness is the opposite of her. Okay, so happiness is the opposite of her energy, and that's why if you're going to be happy, so then you're going to be saved from the energy of she who shall not be named. Yes, and we can just call her. That's a little bit long. We can call her. What's her name? What's her name? So what is this? So first of all, this comes from. This is based on the Zohar. The Zohar says that what's her name is in charge of killing children, and it's killing children, like infant death syndrome and things like that, like children dying just suddenly at a very young age. So the Zohar says in Parshas Todos that it says that she comes from there, and the words is that asakra lirivaye, like the asakra is like some sickness to young children, that it connects this to the creation on the fourth day, that it says that yihi ma'orot. So when it says that Hashem says that there should be luminaries in the sky, referring to the sun and the moon. So it says that ma'orot is written with a vav missing. It says ma'orat. And so there's a letter missing. So the Zohar says that the fact that there's a letter missing is referring to the fact that something bad happened. Something bad happened then. And so it says that together with, it's somehow connected to the moon, and that the moon is feminine energy. And so connected to the moon was the creation of this demon, which is connected to the death of children. Okay? So the source that children die because of this demoness, is in the Zohar already, and that's not his chiddush. His chiddush is that we can overcome her and thereby save your children, and through happiness, because she's the opposite of happiness. Okay, so now, yeah.
Is there anything related to the baby's I don't know what stage we're at with what's going on in Russia exam and all that, but is there anything related to the baby's needing to die, all the first born boys?
That are thrown into the water.
Interesting.
Does that coincide?
Not that I know of. I think this is. I think because that was Hashem. That wasn't. This is the force of evil. We're talking about tragic things. That was. I mean, it was somewhat tragic if you're Egyptian, but not murderer. It was the salvation of the Jewish people. We celebrate it every Seder, so it's so.
I'll ask you after because I don't want to.
So now
No, just want introduction.
the what?
That she's the first wife of Adam.
Absolutely not. It's not. It's not universally accepted. No, it's actually no. So who is she? So there is this legend going around that she was the first wife of Adam and Rishon. This medrash is actually the source of the fact of it being a feminist icon, about her being a feminist icon, because it says that she was like telling him off and like, you're not going to tell me what to do, I'm going to tell you what to do, and so that this whole medrash, it was specifically sexually, like she was like telling him sexually like he's not going to tell her what to do, and this medrash is very not well sourced. It comes from a book, the Alphabet of Ben Sira, which is not a legitimate medrash source, and it's. I don't know when it was printed, but it's not considered authentic. It wasn't part of the things which had a seal of approval of any kind. It was like just some random person printing midrashim, and we don't take it like so seriously. Exactly. And people mistakenly thought that it was a good thing because it has the word Ben Sira in it. And Ben Sira is he's one of the most prominent one of the Sefer de Ben Sira is from the times of the Tanaim. But this particular book, Alphabet de Ben Sira, is not from him. It's just a random book that showed up. So that's where that comes from, and that's where the idea that it was that was the wife of Adam Rishon. And so what we know from the Zohar is that, and there is, that she's certainly not a human being. She's certainly a demoness. So it could be that, there are sources in the Zohar that she was somehow connected, that this demoness was somehow connected to Adam Rishon, but the wife is the wrong word. Wife is the wrong word because they weren't connected in any way of matrimony. It was like she was jealous of him, she was messing with him, but there was no relationship.
When you say Adam, you're talking about
Yeah. Demons were always around. The demons were in fact, the Zohar was saying that she was created even before Adam and Eve. She was created on the fourth day, and Adam and Eve were only created on the sixth day. So she's a demoness, and she's the wife of the Samach Mem. Samach Mem is also the name of an angel that we don't pronounce his name. A demon that we don't pronounce his name is Sam, and then El. And
the person of Samach Mem is monogamous.
It is what?
And he only has one wife.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe everyone else nobody else can stand up to him. So.
He was a demon. He's the Yitzhara, the angel of the Yitzhara.
He's a demon. He is the epitome of evil. He's certainly an angel. He's not a human being. He's an angel, and he's connected to evil. So the what's her name is his wife. Okay. So what's her job? What's her job? So the Zohar says two different things that he does. One is that she is in charge of killing children, and her other job is described that she is involved in seducing Jewish men. And she comes to Jewish men in their thoughts, in their dreams, and she gives them vile thoughts. And it says that sometimes when a person will have inappropriate thoughts, and with related to spilling seed, so that's from her. That's her doing, and that's the real reason why it says that a man that something comes out, so he needs to go to the mikveh. The real reason is not because of just something physical. It's not biological. It's because he was connected to this ultimate source of impurity, this ultimate source of evil, and that's really what messed with your soul. It's not that. That's the scary part that you need to find a purity from. It's not what physically happened. It's what spiritually happened. So those are her two jobs. So seducing Jewish men and killing children. And if you think about it, so there's actually
just one question: Is there a connection between what if you have a relationship with a woman? Is that also kind of connected?
No, it's quite the opposite. That's holy.
No, I'm saying it's casual.
That's holy. Oh, if it's inappropriate, so yeah.
That would be a connection.
Yeah. It's a.
Not just thoughts.
The opposite. Yeah, it's not. It's the when you're with a human being in the wrong way, you also have thoughts.
What's that?
There's also thoughts when you're with a human being, right? The difference is that in a way of building versus in a way of not building. That's the That's the dichotomy. So if you think about it, so what's the difference between the Samach Mem and his wife? So the Samach Mem is the actual forces of evil. So it says that that's the Yetzer Hara itself. So the Gemara says that the Yetzer Hara is connected to the Malach HaMavos. That it's the same guy. That the same energy that's in charge of trying to get us to mess up in life, to get us to make mistakes in life. So to sin. So he's the same energy of death. Okay, he's the same. The Gemara says he also has the third job, and that's the Satan. He's also the prosecuting angel. So the Gemara says that what to do, that first he comes down and he convinces us to do Averos. Then he runs up and says, Hashem, look, he's so bad. He sinned. He deserves to die. And then he says, could I kill him? And then when if Hashem says yes, he said, then he comes back, and it's the same energy. All three jobs. First of all, getting us to mess up. Then going up to Hashem to say, hey, he deserves to die. And then he's the same guy that comes and executes us. So that's all the same energy. It's energy of lack, energy of not being where we're supposed to be, which is death. So that's the energy of the Samach Mem. Now, what's the energy of his wife? The energy of his wife is two things, which is killing babies and causing this and spilling. What?
They're married?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're married. Yeah, not admiration. Yeah. So the what?
Sorry.
So
there's a lot of new stuff happening right now.
So if you think about it, what's her job?
Did anybody officiate their marriage?
Not me. So what's the difference between the Samach Mem and his wife? That her thing is that she likes killing potential. Right? The similarity, the common denominator between spilling seed and babies is that it's something that didn't exist yet, and you're killing that potential. That's her job. Whereas like regular Malach HaMavos, so his job is like you have a nice Zaidi that has 1,000 grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and he says, okay, at the end of your life, so like then it's time to go. You know, the Malach HaMavos is like his usual job is people that lived lives, and like, okay, your life has ended. You've reached your goal. It's time to move on. It's time to move on to the next stage in your reality. That's the general job of Malach HaMavos. And whereas her job is killing potential. That it's really much eviler, much worse. You know, like girls can be much crueler than guys, and so he is in charge of killing the actual life, and she is in charge of killing the potential life. Yeah, that's their splitting of jobs. That's how they bring destruction into the world. So now, Rebbe Nachman says that Simcha is the opposite of what's her name, which means that she and her husband, that they represent depression, which really makes a lot of sense, because if their job is killing, if like they're both in charge of all the execution in the world, that he's in charge of the execution of the actual, and she's in charge of the execution of the potential. So we know that depression is about death. And we've mentioned this many times, that the Baal HaTanya writes that there's a difference between having a broken heart and being depressed. That having a broken heart is very beautiful. Like to be sad is very beautiful. Like there's even a certain pleasure in being sad, because when you're sad, you feel very alive. And as opposed to when you're depressed, you don't feel anything. When you're depressed, you feel apathetic and you're just detached, and so depression is all about being dead. So it's like it's nice to be sad. It's nice to not always you should, but it's nothing unhealthy about being sad. Sometimes it's inappropriate not to be sad, but to be depressed is always bad. It's always because being sad is being alive and being depressed is being dead. Okay? So it makes a lot of sense that the people in charge of death, they're the people who are also in charge of depression, right? So if you think about it, so that the Samach Mem and his wife, so they're the kings or queens of depression. There's two kinds of depression. So there's one kind of depression which is depression of the Samach Mem, and he is the depression of actualization. He's the depression that look at everything you've done, and like you should naturally be feeling an element of satisfaction, and you're so accomplished. You've come so far. Look at and the Samach Mem. He's the one that says, "That's nothing. You're such a loser. Like, who are you fooling?" This is like nobody thinks that everything you've done is completely unnecessary, unimpressive, and just it was a big waste of time. You're absolute zero. That's the Samach Mem. That's the killing, the execution of something actual, of something real. That's what it means. Like to take a person that's done so much in his life, and he can feel like I'm worthless, I'm unnecessary. This is like that's the depression of the Samach Mem. But what's the depression of the Samach Mem, of his wife? What's which we're talking about? What's her name? So her depression is a different depression. The depression that she brings is that before you even start, you don't bother because you don't have what it takes. That there's no way that you're going to succeed in life. That you're not part of that club of the people that make it in life. That the people that make it, the people that get married, the people that have businesses, the people that become learned, that they have a certain pass, and you never got that pass. So it's like, who do you think you are? Don't bother. And so, it's what?
The potential killer.
The potential killer. She's managed the potential killer. Yeah.
Sounds like suicide alley. That type of depression.
They can both be both can lead to suicide. Both can lead to suicide, but it's much sadder. You know, like when a child dies, when an infant dies, it's much more tragic, because like you so could have done this. You could have made it. Yeah. It's okay. So.
No, wait. But I don't know if you're gonna touch on this after, but if you want, like, how do they choose who they're gonna target?
Well, I mean, that's sort of what Rebbe Nachman is trying to teach us. It's sort of like that. Like I think like in general they target everybody. Like I don't know, anybody here that never feels depressed, raise their hand. You know.
What's her name? She targets women?
But of course.
How does she target women? If she puts illicit thoughts in men's minds, or also?
It's a metaphor for like killing something before it exists. Like the seed is the seed is the potential. The seed is the potential, and what she kills is she kills potential. She kills children and she kills seed. She causes people to get into this loop of that you will never actually exist. You will never actually be anything.
The seed is for men.
Correct. Right. Correct. I'm expanding on that.
But I know. But for women, it's killing the potential of making them lazy, not proactive. But is it also related to their improper thoughts?
Not necessarily.
The women, or?
Not necessarily. Maybe yes, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm saying more from that. What Rebbe Nachman takes us to a place of depression. Rebbe Nachman says that she represents depression, right? So I'm expounding on what Rebbe Nachman says, right? I'm saying that Rebbe Nachman comes from this place of what it says in the Zohar, but what he's talking about for us is the place of that both he and she both represent depression. It's two kinds of depression. One is the depression of that I am worthless, and one is the depression of the potential killer that I will never make it. I can never make it. I just don't have what it takes because I don't have this pass. I think I told you once that Rebbe Twersky writes that there's an interesting thing in that with people with low self-esteem. So that it's almost always a sign that they're actually very, very talented people. That the people that actually don't have potential. So you never find them with issues with self-esteem. Like the autistic people working as cashiers, they're good. They found their place. They're good. They don't think that they're a piece of garbage. They know exactly where they are and they're happy with that. The people that feel like garbage, those are always the people that that like actually are like super overachievers, and for some reason like they're being attacked by these demons, and they're telling you that you don't have what it takes. It's very it's crazy. It's something refreshing about the fact that Rebbe Nachman is telling us that these thoughts are coming. These aren't real. These are coming from demons and demonesses that are like taking control over us. But like it's not us. There's no connection to normalcy. There's no connection to sanity. There's no connection to real life. So this is the two kinds. This is the two kinds of depression that these forces are bringing into the world, and so Rebbe Nachman says that Simcha is the opposite. Simcha is the opposite of this energy. So now I think that Rebbe Nachman means something specifically very specific when he says this, and that's because there's a teaching about the difference between the word simcha and the word sason.
The word simcha
and sason. Sason. It's another word for happiness.
Okay.
Like we say like in Sheva Brachos that Asher bara sason v'simcha, chasan v'kala. Like the word. There's two words for happiness, two words for rejoicing. One is sason and one is simcha. So there's a teaching from the Vilna Gaon that he says, what's the difference between simcha and sason? It says we say in Havdalah, Lahudim Haisa, Ara v'simcha v'sasan v'ikar. So, what's the difference between simcha and sasan? So the Vilna Gaon says that there are two different feelings of elation. That simcha is the feeling of excitement of the first day of school.
Of what?
The first day of school. It's the first when you're at the beginning of something, when you're the first day of work, when you're at your what?
First day of summer.
First day of summer, first day of marriage, first day. And there's something awesome about the fact that you're looking forward and you're looking like, wow, this is like. Everything is new, like exploration and excitement, and like the sky's the limit. You don't know where it's going to go. You know that you're beginning something, you're transforming, you're expanding, and there's things that you're not used to, and things that are just like really just new and exciting. And that's what simcha is all about. And sasan, on the other hand, he says this is the feeling of accomplishment. This is the feeling of satisfaction. This is the feeling like when you're at the end. When you're at the end of a journey, when you're at the end of a project, and you feel good about yourself, like you feel accomplishment, you feel like you pat yourself on the back, and it's a feeling, it's an awesome feeling of sasan. So then, like I once said that when, by Sheva Brachos, by Chasan Kala, so we say Asher bara sasan v'simcha. That we say first we say sasan and then we say simcha, even though logically, so first the simcha and then the sasan. So I said once that when you get married, so it's an element of sasan as well, because you've been like struggling. It's the sasan of the journey of finding your match, and it's the beginning of a new journey, and that's the journey of your life with your spouse. So
it's the other way around. Like the first day going into something new and exciting is sason. Is that what you said?
No, the opposite.
Oh, you said
No, the opposite. Simcha.
So sasan's after you accomplish, then you
Exactly. Okay. And that's why Rebbe Nachman says that simcha is the antidote to what's her name. Because her job is killing the potential. She is the one she's the party pooper on the first she's the one that's saying this. She's against simcha. Simcha fights against her, and she's the one that says this is so dumb. This is not going to work. This is so boring. This is like just really killing the vibe. Killing the vibe, and when everybody else is excited about something, and saying like I wish we wouldn't have come here. This is the worst school. This is the worst job. This is the worst it's the worst people. So that's her. So she's the one killing this excitement of youth. This amazement that children have that like everything is awesome. You see the light in their eyes, like their eyes are like wide open, and just they're taking everything in, and because everything is new, so they're always happy. And like when becoming an adult, to some extent, it's like teaches us, unfortunately, that like it's. You've been there before, it's not like don't get too excited. Don't keep your hopes up. A kid doesn't know how to not keep his hopes up. A kid is like, wow! and that is the simcha. And like the thing that kills that adulthood, quote unquote, that's her thing. That's her thing. So Rebbe Nachman is saying that the way to kick out what's her name from your life is through simcha, is through forcefully, through consciously bringing these thoughts of optimism, of excitement, of amazement in everything. Everything should be whoa. Like the more that we teach ourselves and condition ourselves to be excited about novelty. So novelty, that is how we chase out what's her name from our lives. Okay.
So it's a powerful thing, like the idea of manifestation, belief to achieve, fake it to make it. It's important. It holds power.
Absolutely. The more that you're thinking excitement, the more that you condition yourself to be excited, so you're bringing her out of your life. Okay?
By novelty, you mean like appreciating everything that you might be used to already, or realizing what do you mean by novelty?
I mean, I think there's real novelty too. I think we all we all have new things in our life, and like the thing is that sometimes, like even when you actually have new things, so we tell ourselves, you've already done this. It's not so new. I'm not even saying that you have to find novelty in the old things. I'm saying that there's real novelty in your life, and like we know that we have these voices that kill the excitement in even that. Okay? So Rebbe Nachman writes that one of the things specifically in like connected to Shevavim, one of the things about that a man should do to purify himself from when he has an encounter with what's her name is saying Tehillim. Is saying Tehillim. Is like reading Tehillim, davening Tehillim. Exactly, and he created the Tikkun Klali as an antidote to this impurity, right? So he writes in the Sichot Haran that this is connected to the fact that the word Tehillim has a gematria of 485. Okay, it's written with only one yud. It's Tav He Lamed Yud Mem, and so it has a gematria of 485. And it says that is corresponding to the gematria of what's her name, because her name comes out to 480, and there's 5 letters to her name. So if you connect the 5 letters of her name, that's one of the ways that gematria works. So then it's exactly the same gematria, 485. So why is that? Because Tehillim is the antidote to what's her name, and that's why it's two opposite things. And he explains there that because she's into depression, so he writes that Rishayim, they sing very sad songs. And when I say sad songs, I don't mean that any song in a minor key is a sad song. I mean that like there's something really off. There's something like really like it makes you sad. It makes you depressed to hear that song. Like that's how sad it is. And so he says that's something that Rishayim, that bad people are, he writes that that's because they're connected to the Erev Rav, and that's why who are being sourced by what's her name, and that's why like they have these, like this is the kind of music that they like, and so that's called a yilala, a moan. A moan in Hebrew is called a yilala. And so the reason why yilala is called yilala, or moan is called yilala, is because it's the same letters as what's her name. Okay, and that's precisely where the energy of moaning and like expressions of depression comes from. And so what's the opposite of yilala? So he says that the opposite of yilala is actually backwards, is halali.
Wow.
which is about Hallel. And Hallel is the opposite. Hallel is Tehillim, right? Like David HaMelech, he was the one that Hallelu et Hashem Kol Goyim, that he was the one of the Tehillim, of the word Tehillim is from the word Lehalel. And so the Tehillim is the antidote to this depression, of this moaning, of this Yelalah. There are two opposite expressions in the world. And so if you think about it, what is Tehillim all about? So most of Tehillim, yeah.
Is it a particular Tehillim or it's?
Rebbe Nachman does talk about particular Tehillims, but he's also talking about all of Tehillim. Like he says that in any chapter, any chapter in Tehillim is yes. So it's a shame. Like a month ago, we had a Potterhead here, and he would have appreciated it.
Appreciate what? He who shall not be named.
No, a month ago we had a Potterhead coming into class, and he would have appreciated that more than you, more than.
Oh, the jerky.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, what is Tehillim all about? What is Tehillim all about? So most of Tehillim is praising Hashem. Okay, most of Tehillim is telling Hashem, speaking to Hashem, and telling Hashem how awesome He is, how great He is, how powerful He is, how we're so amazed by Him. Okay, so this is in Hebrew. This is called shevach. Okay, shevach means praise, and the most of Tehillim is the way that we are relating to God, called shevach. Okay, it says in the halachas of prayer that there's three ways. There's three ways that we relate to Hashem. One is praise, one is request, and one is gratitude. Okay, three different energies. So the majority of Sefer Tehillim is request. Okay. Is praise. So if you think about it, when a person is in a state of praise, so how am I feeling? How am I standing? I'm standing before greatness. I'm standing before something awesome, and I'm just bewildered by it. Like which is that this is the state of mind of Simcha. This is the state of mind of the first day. This is like wow. I wish I could ascend that mountain. I wish I could get there. I wish I could be there. I think I could. Because if I would give up, so why would I be amazed? If you're out of my league. Oh, Hashem, give me something like I can relate to. Give me some averas. A person who doesn't look towards the greatness of Hashem and think that that's for me. I could get there. I could connect to that. I can relate to that. So he's not going to praise Hashem. When you're seeing the greatness of Hashem and you're praising Hashem, that means that you're feeling the Simcha. You're feeling that, this is where I belong. This is my journey. This is how I'm going. This is my path. So the state of mind of Tehillim is specifically a state of praise. Now, there's a in Hallel itself, the Hallel that we say, and we say on Rosh Chodesh, we say on Yontif. So in Hallel, there's a very interesting thing that most of Hallel is praising Hashem, right? That Halu Avdei Hashem, Hashem Avar, and in the middle of Hallel, so we have a little bit of requests, right? We say Min Hameitzer Karasiya Ma'anadi Merchavya, that from the constraints I called out to you, Hashem, please answer me. We say Ana Hashem Hashiana. We cry out, Hashem, please save us. And I once heard from a Pinkus that what's up with that? Why now? Everything was so nice. Everything was so happy. Well, why the crying out? Why the save me? It seems out of place. So he explained that when a person is praising Hashem and this person he's seeing the end goal and he's obsessed with how good it could be. So then he says, "Oh my gosh, Hashem, could you get me there?" Because he sees it's relatable, because he sees that it is connected to him. This is something that I am someone made for this. So no, it can't. I can't remain just praising you from afar. I need to get there. So that's the Ana Hashem Mashiach, is that like, enough of this Yehi Shem Hashem Mevarach. I want to be in the front row. Get me to the front row. And that's the prayer of the Hallel is actually coming from the fact that I take this excitement very seriously. I take this excitement as something that's actually relevant to me. So this is the Hallel. This is the Tehillim of Tikkun HaKlali, which is the antidote to what's her name, and what's interesting is that there's also a very deep connection between depression and everything connected to like everything we're talking about on Sunday, about like misusing sexual energies, like which is everything that she's connected to, that like things about porn, about masturbation, about like things that when a person is connected to what's her name is driving them to, so it's documented and it's researched that this brings depression. Like it's like on Sunday we were more talking about the fact that the person who's depressed is going to get into addictions, but the truth is that it goes both ways. That she is the demoness of depression. Like she likes bringing depression because what she brings actually brings depression. And this is for a couple of reasons. That number one, it's what's called a supernormal stimulus, and like it's a supernormal stimulus. Okay. And so when a person gets used to supernormal stimuli, so then it causes them to have a reduced sensitivity to dopamine, and once you like push like extreme amounts of dopamine into yourself, so then nothing matters anymore. So everything becomes dull. So if life is actually dull, so then of course you're going to be depressed. Number two, so it brings people, and this is these things that are I think that these are things that are equal for men and women. That the number one, the super stimulus, is just the more that a person is putting super stimuli into their mind, into their head, it's going to make everything dull and tasteless. Number two, it creates a feeling of shame, of constant chronic shame, a feeling of hiding, a feeling of the things like I don't want to tell other people about, to feel that I can't really be myself, which brings a person to have a low self-esteem. Right, so that's certainly going to bring a person to depression. And number three, so these things, so they replace real connection, and it brings a person loneliness. And so a person there's three real reasons why this person brings a person to depression, and it's not just a cause of depression. And so part of what's her name really wants from a person is to bring a person to this state of depression. Like she's the executioner. She wants to make a person be dead. She wants to make a person be a zombie through life, and that's really what she brings into the situation here. So to summarize, so Rebbe Nachman is saying that a person has to be conscious. A person has to be proactive in their simcha. A person has to be conscious of the fact that I want to cause myself to be excited. I want to condition myself, to teach myself, to be aware of the fact that I'm going to be excited. If I don't seem excited, to get excited. To literally like what's he saying? You should be b'simcha. I'm not b'simcha. So get b'simcha. Like this is like a person. He's telling you that this is not something that is you're able to condition. You're able to control. That don't just wait for the depression to go away, because you'll just go back to your addictions, and it's not gonna get you anywhere. That take control, take responsibility. I want to be excited about life, and teach yourself that just I guess start with just the words, just wow, that this is just the more that you say wow, the more that you say that this is so amazing. So it'll sink in. It'll really and the more that we can condition ourselves to be excited about life, so the more that we are chasing out what's her name from our experience, and which is she's the ultimate executioner. Like I said before, that she's even worse than her husband. That he's the one in charge of killing the people that have accomplishments. He's the ones that tell a person that actually did a lot, and said, it's not really worth it. But she's even worse. She's like, because at least the guy that's depressed but did something with his life, at least he did something with his life. She's even worse because she causes him to not even start. She kills the baby before he even is able to have a life. Yeah.
What's her goal? Like, what's her goal? Is it to get people? Because now I'm just thinking, like, okay, like let's say, like, if you get like a little bit sad, you know, you're just like, oh, this is the he who shall not be named, kind of like in my head, you know. But like, what's their goal? Is it to make you like stop your potential in becoming a great human being? Is it to like clear some space in the earth? Like, what's the goal of them? I don't know if that's something that's discussed.
End goal for
Not
her?
Hashem's, the he who shall not be
She.
and she, both of them. I don't know if that's like
All of the above.
all
All of the above. They are the greatest, the antithesis to reality.
Cool. And I have like one more quick question. I don't know if it's a loaded one or anything. This is the first time I'm hearing of angels and demons and Judaism. Like, I was pretty sure like there's just Hashem and Hashem is you know. There's angels and demons.
It's
Yeah.
part of you.
Right now.
It's a voice inside you.
Something to learn.
Which part, like, where does this come into Torah? Like, where is this stuff?
The Yitzhak.
Yeah, Yetzirah. Yeah, it's as simple as Yetzirah, Yetzer Tov. Yeah, you have there's all angels. Angels are.
Yitzhar Hara, Yitzhar Tov is, and then there's more. Like,
So these demons are connected to the Yetzer
Sure,
Hara?
Amalek
Sure.
is considered
Right.
doubt. It's when you doubt.
Amalek.
Amalek. It's considered
Like,
doubt. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's also
Wasn't
connected to
that
that.
the child
I mean, Amalek was a human being. But he was a certain. Amalek was a certain physical manifestation of this evil in the world.
yeah, I'm convinced I knew that girl, but she got depressed in one way.
Okay, cool.
But these aren't just the Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Tov. It sounds like it's a whole different.
It's much more complicated. Yeah.
Parts to it. There's
Like I said, Yetzirah. It says the Yetzirah is the same energy as the Malach HaMaves, which is the same energy as the Satan.
Wait, so
Okay.
the energy is the same, it's more like just specified?
It's the same guy. It's the same guy with 3 jobs.
But a demon, Rabbi, demons can also be partially physical, right?
How?
From what I remember hearing.
One person who manifests.
Maybe it's a different topic, but the Ramchal speaks about how demons they're in between that spiritual and physical realm. They're not purely spiritual, like in your mind only. They can also.
I don't think he means that they're at all physical. I think he means that they're physical in the sense that they don't only play with your mind, but they play with your emotions, and you can feel them. That's what he means that they're physical. Like there is a connection that's why the Yetzirah, it says in the Tanya that the Yetzirah is in your blood, whereas the Yetzer Tov is in your head. Like that you feel your Yetzirah with your emotions, with your I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's something that's why we have this mistake. We have it. It's easy to think that the Yetzirah is us. But it's really, yeah. The Yetzirah.
Energy.
Yeah.
In your emotion? What?
What,
Yeah.
that's what,
is in your head and
Mhm.
the heart is in the body.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Then
Yeah.
the names
We
come
get
from the
confused
Zohar?
Yeah.
And like back in the day, they were able to say these names because they were closer to like
No,
Torah?
no.
And it could never...
No, there's no issue with writing it. Rebbe Nachman also writes it. I also wrote it. There's no issue. The problem is to say it. The reason why we don't say it is because there's something when you say the angel's name, so that he thinks that you're calling him, and then he comes,
Like
and that's why. Right? I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. Yeah. So, Bezrat Hashem, we should all be able to be very super proactive in bringing Simcha into our lives. Not to be reacting, to be acting, to make decisions, and to say that this is something that I want to bring into my life. This is something I'm not going to wait for it to come. I'm going to bring it about. And through the fact that we're being forceful about bringing Simcha into our lives, so we'll see that it's going to be an awesome cycle. Right? The cycle that, because the more that we bring Simcha, the more that she gets chased away. And then we're going to see that because she's chased away, so then the energy which is bringing us depression isn't here anymore. So it's going to be just more, we're going to have only more excuses to be excited, more excuses to be happy, and it'll bring us away from all elements of death and all elements of loss. B'ezrat Hashem. Amen.